Yes, y'all know what it is, man. It's not the Earn and ISO show because there's no ISO, yo. This is the Bird's Eye Breakdown. Listen, powered by Expansion Team. Bird's Eye Breakdown is just something that I want to do from week to week to give you an update on where I think the Eagles is at from last week's production to our expecting week's, performance. You know what I mean? So, Bird's Eye Breakdown will be for the casual fan as well as for the expertise fan that loves to talk about cover threes, cover twos, robbers, nickel, dime, that, as well as the casual fan that's just upset that Jalen Hurts got engaged this time. You know what I mean? So for all Birds fan, Bird Gang members, Eagles Bird's Eye Breakdown is available for them. Now, this first episode may be a little lengthy because I got to catch up. You know what I mean? Thankfully, the Birds do play on a Monday, so I can drop this on a Monday and still be up to date. This will be a Sunday thing, though. Just to let y'all know. This will be something that I will release on Sundays from week to week. So, without further ado, let's jump into it, Birds fans. So, coming into the season, our noteworthy acquisitions: Saquon, Barkley, Bryce, Huff, also Quinyon Mitchell, who we got as a rookie, and also let me see, we go right here to our rookies. We got Quinyon Mitchell as a rookie cornerback, first round. Cooper DeJean, another cornerback, the second round. Shipley, who's a running back, maybe a notable, running back. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., chopping wood, linebacker, as well as other members from the rookie class. Another strong drafting, by Howie this year. Added the pieces that we needed, covered up some things within the free agency. But in all, I was very satisfied with what we got within the draft. I'm not going to jump into what I think Quinyon Mitchell is right now. We'll get into that later in the episode because I'm trying to just go by as if I viewed it from step to step. So coming off of that, we also, I believe the free agency is before the draft. I believe so, you know what I mean? So, as we know, Saquon Barkley is an Eagle. Shout out to Saquon Barkley, now. How did I feel about the Saquon Barkley acquisition? I'm not going to lie. I kind of was indifferent about it. I was very indifferent about it. I was happy with what Swift gave us. I wish Swift would have stayed here with us. Hometown hero, Philadelphia, native, born and raised. I think we very, very much so underutilized, his talents. And he still got 1,000 yards on top of that. Our offensive coordinator being very new, our defensive coordinator being very new, head coach, trying to get his feeding, was a very, very daunting, task for, I think, Swift, and he was just he was collateral damage. I do believe that Swift was collateral damage. Another reason why I wish that we would have kept Swift, he was younger. We could have got him for cheaper, That's how I felt then. Like I said, I'm going to do this in stages of the offseason to where I'm at now. That's how I felt then. I felt as though we could have got the same production from Swift that we could have got from Saquon at that point. At that offseason mark, I felt as though we could have got the same production for Swift that we could have got for Saquon Barkley. So I was kind of upset about that loss. Moving forward, we also did lose Hassan Reddick. Another piece that I just wanted to see retire Eagle, who had a tremendous year, just stint with the Eagles. I don't know at the time how I felt about the Bryce Huff, because it was like a swap, even though, we picked up Huff in free agency and then Hassan Reddick was sent to the Jets. It felt to me like a swap, 1-for-1. And how did I feel about that? At the time, I would have rather kept Hassan Reddick, even though we know that he started out very slow last year. I think he was coming off a thumb injury, last year. Him and Sweat on the edge, I think would have been a high benefit for the growth of Nakobe Dean, you know, and just the linebacker core that we had. Nakobe Dean, Carter, Jordan Davis. I think that would have helped them out at that time. Like I said, you got to stick with me. Please don't watch this video and think that this is how I feel now. At that time, you're going to take this, you know what I mean, bang, 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 bang. So at the time of us losing it, I was upset with that loss. Moving forward, matter of fact, moving forward, let's get to our offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator acquisitions, because that actually happened before we even got to this point. Newly offensive coordinator Kellen Moore and our defensive coordinator Vic Fangio. How did I feel about that? I'm not gonna lie, that's the only thing I really wanted. I'm not gonna lie. Coming off of last season, I felt as though the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator put us in very bad positions. Very, 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 very bad positions. The offense was very vanilla. It was stagnant. You know, it felt like, for my video game fans, a game of Tecmo Bowl where you only have these are the passing plays and these are the running plays and we already know what you're going to do. So, you know what I mean? It felt very vanilla. It was nothing exotic about it. No lane shit, no motion, no shifting, nothing. And I think that ultimately the offense played a part in hurting the defense. The year before, last year, the year of our Super Bowl run, we played the Kansas City Chiefs and we lost. I think that the offense was very, very helpful in helping the defense, you know what I mean, dominate it. I think we came second in all-time sacks last year. Turnovers, we were like up in top 5. But I believe that the offense put so much pressure on the opposing offense that we made them one-dimensional. Our offense was fast. We scored easily. We scored fast. We put other teams in positions where you couldn't run the ball. You had to pass the ball, which led to sacks. We made teams very one-dimensional, and that helped us out. To help the defense out very much, tremendously. And I think last year, because we weren't scoring as easily, everything looked difficult. At times, the defense was always on its back heel. We didn't know if it was going to be a run pass, a run play, a pass play. You know what I mean? We were just confused all the way around. And I do believe that the offense played a part in hurting the defense. You know what I mean? And vice versa, you could say. Vice versa, really, because it was times that the defense, I remember it was a time the defense was on the field, and every time they was on the field, they gave up a touchdown, which put us into a position of being one-dimensional. So it was just both ends of the fence, man, that was hurting us last year. And all in all, even through that, we made the playoffs. So, you know, let's just go into Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio, you know, defensive coordinator, has been the defensive coordinator for, Vic Fangio has been the defensive coordinator for 24 years. Started with the Carolina Panthers, Indianapolis Colts. He has the Houston Texans in here. What's that? Is that San Francisco? The Bears, Denver, Miami. Last year, as we know, he's with Philadelphia now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very excited. I'm very excited about, you know, just acquiring Vic Fangio myself. I mean, I'm excited for the pieces that he has that he can utilize. I mean, me myself, I believe that now I'm gonna jump forward to now, after the offseason onto week 1. I believe now that what Vic Fangio has is a stud defense with C.J. Gardner coming back, Sidney Brown, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Devin White, you know, the acquisition of Devin White, Bryce Huff, Josh Sweat, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Brandon Graham. Man, the list goes on and on. Nakobe Dean, you know what I'm saying? So I do believe that, you know, he got the cast to get the things done that he needs to get done. And only time will tell. Seeing as how he's a long tenured defensive coordinator, he's somebody that you can bring into the fold and don't have to worry about. Maybe, you know what I mean, 24 years. At this point, you know, he probably doesn't want to be a head coach. He's probably happy just being the defensive coordinator. So he's somebody that you could probably see that this is the role that he'll have moving forward. So we can grow with him. And if we do move forward and have the success, you don't have to keep trying to figure out replacing another defensive coordinator with another defensive coordinator, because Everybody's always trying to look for a head coaching job. Because he is tenured 24 years in as a DC, then that's kind of a comforting thing that you can kind of lean your head on to say that he'll be here with us for years to come, even with his success. If we go on and win a Super Bowl, you don't have to worry about him, looking to become a head coach somewhere else. So that's Vic Fangio. Shout out to him, you know what I'm saying? Much success. And also, as we know, our OC, past rival OC, Kellen Moore, who was with the Dallas Cowboys from 2019 to 2022, and last year with the Los Angeles Chargers. Kellen Moore is a piece that I'm excited about because I believe that, you know, he's definitely going to help our offense. Even though, you know, we have Dallas Cowboys in the Philadelphia area, and every Dallas Cowboy fan that I run into in the Philadelphia area, oh, y'all not going to be happy with him. He doesn't run the ball. He doesn't do this, which is weird because I know Kellen Moore to be the one that got Ezekiel Elliott paid. And then beyond that, you know, oh, man, I can't even, not a Cowboys fan. I'm an Eagles fan. I'm trying to think of the running back that the Cowboys had that they gave a franchise tag last year. Yeah, I mean, he didn't get him paid, but he got him franchise tag. So, you know what I mean? But I do believe Kellen Moore will be a very huge upgrade to what we have. There is that stint that we know when Dak went down and Rush came in, and he had a very good run with the Cowboys. And I mean, it was even times where Dak came back and people were still calling for Cooper Rush to, start because of how he managed the offense, and that was all under the umbrella of Kellen Moore. So I am excited for what Kellen Moore can bring to this offense as well. You know what I'm saying? Definitely am excited about what Kellen Moore can bring to this offense. And I hope that moving forward it settles our head coach so that he can be a head coach. You know, some people, we are coming into the age where, no, I think we're fleeting. We're leaving the age of where certain head coaches are specialty head coaches, where like Andy Reid is a specialty. He's an offensive head coach. And, you know, Mike Tomlinson, the Pittsburgh Steelers, his specialty is a defensive coach. I think we're coming to the age where the OCs and the DCs will be the standalones and the head coach will be the head coach. You know what I'm saying? Because I think these head coaches are getting younger and younger. They're not like spending so much time as a OC. I was an OC for 30 years and now this is my specialty and now I'm a head coach. Or I was a DC for 20 years and now I'm a specialty and now I'm a head coach. So, we got special teams, coordinators and special team coaches that become head coaches. So, you know, I think that time may be fleeting and it may not be. Who knows? It may just be a reaction to the trend that's going on right now. But with all of the acquisitions that we did in the offseason, very excited, very indifferent. Just curious to see how everything was going to unfold. The question again of, did Jalen Hurts regress, progress, or no gress at all? What was it? I think because of the offensive coordinator and the offense, it was very hard to judge. But we're going to judge anyway from what we've seen. And from what we've seen, just me being non-biased, it looks like a regression. And I'm not going to say a regression. It seems like he was pressed. Seems like he was doing things uncharacteristic, trying to play hero ball at times where he didn't have to. And I guess you could say that was a regression because, his interceptions went up. And, hopefully that could be something that, he tames and brings down. But as y'all know, we're going to talk about what we've seen from the upcoming week and what we can expect to see or what we hope to see into the next week. So as we know, the Philadelphia Eagles, week 1, played the Green Bay Packers. In Brazil. A game in which we won. Let me pull up the stats so we can, so I can be accurate on what happened. All right. Here we go right here. Pull this up. so we can see exactly what happened. Man, I can speak on what happened week 1. What was the good, what was the bad. All right. There we go. All right. Stats right here. So we have week 1. Let's just talk about the Eagles. We don't need to go. Jalen Hurts 220 for 34, 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and rushing wise, Saquon Barkley 24 carries, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns, average 4.5. Jalen Hurts 13 rushes, 33 yards, average 2.5. Kenneth Gainwell 1 rush, 2 yards, of course, average of 2 yards. Receiving wise, we had AJ Brown with 5 receptions, 119 yards, 1 touchdown. Devontae Smith 7 receptions, 84 yards. Dallas Goedert 4 receptions, 31 yards. Saquon Barkley 2 receptions, 23 yards. Grant Kyle Carter, 1 reception, 11 yards. Kenneth Gainwell 1 reception, 10 yards. And I forgot I didn't speak on the Jahan Dotson acquisition, but that's a big one too. And as we know, Jalen Hurts did fumble the ball twice, lost it once. You know what I'm saying? And on the defensive end, we had Darius Slay who forced a fumble, Reed Blankenship, you know what I'm saying, with an interception. Zach Bond, new acquisition, 2 sacks, and the tackle for a loss that game. The score of the game, for those that don't know if he was under a rock, Philadelphia Eagles win 34-29 over the Green Bay Packers. This right here, it's kind of hard to say week 1 is the test, the litany test of, your team. But the Green Bay Packers that we know came off of a playoff win of the Dallas Cowboys where they basically just dog walked. So I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how they were want to come out perform. You know what I mean? So I was assuming that we were going to receive the Green Bay Packers team that destroyed that Dallas Cowboys team. And it was not of the sort. If you think about it, the Eagles had 3 turnovers, and they still put up 34 points. 2 turnovers, which was already in the red zone for the Green Bay Packers, and the defense held them to field goals, that right there was exciting for me because it was a time that, man, you get the ball on the Eagles, I don't care where you at, you could be on the 20 in the 2-minute drill, and you're gonna run it up, before halftime and get a touchdown. So that was very exciting for me. Just sticking with the defense, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bond. Bond came through big time, you know what I mean? Linebacker, you know what I mean? What a hell of an edge rusher. Also, one of the drives I believe that Jordan Love did score on, N'Kobe Dean had a pick 6 right in his hands, but he didn't come down with it. But hey, that's what they say. That's why you play defense, not offense. You know what I'm saying? So, but the positioning of the defensive players of always being in the spot, I think, was something different that we saw this year that we didn't see last year. Of course, it was the play where Charlie Gardner, slipped and he was out of a spot. It's football. We got to understand that the other side, they get paid too. They got offensive coordinators. They got people that scheme. They got people in the office that's going to try to, break down stuff. So it's not ever going to be 100% you're going to be covered in there. You'll never have a blown play, or you'll never figure out a way to get a player open. But all in all, I was excited with the defense. Even with the defense letting up 29 points, I was excited with what the defense has. Maybe it was low-hanging fruit from what we had last year, which led me to be excited, but I was very excited with what I see from the defense. Very, very much excited. Even with no Isaiah Rodgers out there, no Devin White out there, so the field conditions, was another big thing, which we saw early on with Saquon Barkley slipping on the very first play that he touched the ball. So even with all that, I'm very excited with, what my defense showed. And I'm very excited with what my defense showed. Quinyon Mitchell, like I said before, man, is a dog. Quinyon Mitchell, listen, if anybody that got drafted that embodied that Philadelphia, spirit, it's Quinyon Mitchell. I'm talking about in your face. I'm going to talk my ish, and we gonna do what we gonna do. Quinyon Mitchell is a dog. Shout out to Quinyon Mitchell. Shout out to Reed Blankenship for, you know what I mean, being a veteran and pulling your rookie back when he was getting a little too carried away. But it is what it is. This is football, high emotions, man. And I'm very happy that, you know what I mean, that Quinyon Mitchell came out there and did his thing. Man-to-man coverage, you know, mano-y-mano. And he stood his ground on a couple plays when he was in position. So, you know, I'm very excited to see what the Eagles going to do moving forward. On the offensive side of the ball, now, let's go backtrack to what I said before about my DeAndre Swift and Saquon Barkley take. After watching the game, I kind of changed my take because I looked at it as last year we caught 4 run plays at times that we didn't receive them. As an Eagles fan, you know, we was like, man, run the ball. We didn't get as many run plays as we were satisfied with. Now, watching the game, I believe that Saquon Barkley garners a name that you cannot not run him the ball. You cannot not give Saquon X amount of touches because his name just garners that you have to do it. Even if he's having a horrible day, you still have to give him X amount of touches because he's Saquon Barkley at the end of the day. And that's something that I hope that Swift can, you know, work his way up to, build his name up to, where, you know what I mean, you have to give me X amount of touches no matter what the day calls for. And, you know what I mean, you know, shout out to him in Chicago right now, but that's something that Saquon has. And just watching that week 1 with Saquon getting, let me see I did say how many touches. That's how many touches Saquon had. Saquon had, how many touches did he have? 24 carries. So 24 carries week 1, 2 touchdowns on the ground and 1 in the air. 3 touchdown day. That's, you know what I mean, that right there was big. So, I mean, that right there left me excited because that eases the pressure off of Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts threw the ball 34 times. I would like to get that down a little lower. You know what I mean? Let Jalen throw the ball probably like 25 times, something like that. You know, but all in all, I do believe that Saquon Barkley is going to be the key factor in just leveling out and balancing and calming the team. He will be that because at times when we needed to get things done, Saquon came through. He got a big rush or he got a 4-yard gain and a 5-yard gain here that made things manageable for us to continue on. Speaking of being manageable, the Tush push and how did it look? We saw the Tush push. I don't think that it's going to look the same. You know what I mean? Without Kelsey, I do think that we still want to be able to do it. I still think that we're going to have a higher probability of getting it done because we got to remember that Cam Jurgens was Jason Kelsey's pick. So by him being Jason Kelsey's pick, I'm pretty sure he had him and he was like, this is what I do. And, you know, this is how you do it. And this is how you be effective on it. So I'm pretty sure that he's seen that. And the whole time that Kelsey was there, he was showing him tips on how to get it done. As we seen it, I think now it's going to be more Tush push than anything because last year I kind of just, to me, it wasn't Tush push. It was just Jalen Hurts falling on the pack. I don't believe he was getting pushed. As strong as Jalen Hurts was, he really wasn't getting pushed. This year, I believe he's going to get pushed. You know what I mean? Saquon Barkley and A.J. Brown, they're going to push him toward for the yards. As in last year where it was already created and Jalen Hurts could just, you know, run up and do what he had to do. And also, I don't know, you know, if we remember or not, there were wrinkles within the Tush push that we seen that they lined up in that formation and they might have did something else like a pitch or something else out of that formation. Now that we know that Kelsey isn't there, that we may see those exotic plays a little more often now. You know what I'm saying? With, you know, Kellen Moore probably drawing stuff up. A.J. Brown, huge day, man. 5 receptions, 119 yards, 1 touchdown. Devontae Smith, 7 receptions, 84 yards. Dallas Goedert, 4 receptions, 31 yards. The receivers, man, on point. And like I said, this is a game where Jahan Dotson didn't get off. Of course, you know, he was late to the show, you know, so he's probably getting acclimated with the playbook and, you know, just getting comfortable with what's going on. And I believe he will get his touches moving forward. Matter of fact, he'll get his touches tonight when we talk about that game. All in all, man, I have nothing bad to say about the receiving corps, man. A.J. Brown going to do his thing nonstop. Devontae, you know what I'm saying, definitely going to do his thing. Dallas Goedert, to me, one of the best tight ends in the league. Top 5 to me, you know. I mean, I know he's not out of the top 10, but top 5 to me. And I'm just excited. I mean, the receiving core, the only part of the offense that I wish would get better is my man Jalen Hurts. Holding on to the ball for too long sometimes, looking very undecisive. At times where we want you to take off and run, you hesitated, didn't run. At times, bad decision making. The first interception, let me speak about that. I don't know if I was upset about that or if I was like, wow, he listening to his coach. Because if you're a Jalen Hurts fan, you know that Jalen Hurts does not like to throw over the middle of the field. Jalen Hurts loves it. He loves outside the numbers. He'll throw outside the numbers all day. That's him. And I believe that was, I'm not saying that Kellen Moore told him to throw the interception right there, but I believe him and Kellen Moore was working on trying to work the middle of the field more. You know what I mean? So that people can't key on what you like to do. So myself, I can be wrong. You know what I'm saying? That was him trying to do something that Kellen Moore tried to implement, you know what I mean, with him. Like, work the middle of the field sometimes because, you know, you love he loved the outside of numbers. He loves the outside of the numbers. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that was something that him and Kellen Moore was trying to work on. And Jalen Hurts was the low point of the game, offensively and defensively. I'm not going to lie. And it's hard to say that for a guy that came out and had 278 yards for 2 touchdowns. But he also had 2 interceptions, and he had also a fumble. I mean, you can put that fumble on him or not, but you know it was a botch hike. You know what I mean, by Cam Jurgens. That's communication that they'll get down packed. Like I said, maybe it's just the old football. You know what I mean, lover in me, man, because I know football now is very vertically based. And everybody wants to throw the ball as far as they can downfield. Maybe it's just the old football lover in me. Because even on the play that Saquon Barkley scored on, I believe it was a man that came around and did an end around. And he was wide open. And I'm like, just take what they're giving you. Even though Saquon came through, he squeezed it in and got the touchdown. Sometimes you just have to be patient to live another day. You have to, you know, you have the weapons to dink and dunk up the field until you feel like the defense is collapsing, and then you throw it over their head. You have the weapons to do that as well. But you have to also understand that by me doing this, I'm not only working my way up the field, but I'm wearing out their defense for the longer duration of the game. If I'm consistently doing this up the field, by the 4th quarter, they done. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm handing the ball off to Saquon, the battering ram, he's going to beat y'all to death. So it always has to be a mind game in football. You know what I mean? It's not always a game about touchdowns. It's a game about first downs. The more first downs I can accumulate, the better chance I have of getting the touchdown. So the more often that we can just keep the ball going, keep our defense off the field, and keep them comfortable. And also, like I said, put their offense in a press situation where they become one-dimensional. That helps our defense out, because you might have, even if you dink and dunk up the field and you eat the clock up and we only get a field goal, you know, it could put them in a press situation where, like, it's only so much time in this game, so we have to score. So we really can't rely on running the ball. But it's only week 1. I'm going to stay optimistic. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully Jalen Hurts, I believe he will, though. I believe Jalen Hurts will, you know, clean that up, you know what I mean, get it together. Because, I mean, it's just because, like I said, it's so vertically based offense systems now that 2 interceptions in the game is becoming common. You know what I mean? Patrick Mahomes can throw 2 interceptions, 3 interceptions in the game, and we don't say nothing about it because it's Patrick Mahomes, somebody like that. But it's just because it's common doesn't mean that it's something that we want to see night in and night out. You know what I mean? Okay, like I said, for my bird's eye breakdown, you know what I'm saying? Bird's eye view fans, this will come out on a Monday, but like I said, moving forward, it's going to be on a Sunday. Thankfully, the Eagles do play on Monday, so my procrastination did pay out, that I'm able to still do this and stay up the week-to-week date with this. As we know, our next game is against the Atlanta Falcons. This is our first official. I do believe that we play at home this game. Let me see, check the schedule. I do believe that we are home. This is home game. Yes, we are home. This is our first official game, even though the Green Bay Packers Was supposed to be a home game for us. This is our first official home game. And I mean, coming off of what Saquon did that first game, you know what I mean? Them Eagles, that link is going to go crazy. I foresee the Eagles winning this game. I foresee them winning it big. I'm not going to lie. I mean, you know, I'm not going to lie. I foresee them winning it big. I was trying to think of, you know, no disrespect to, you know what I mean, the Falcons. But I was trying to think what piece on there would we be worried about. Because, you know, they got Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Darnell Mooney. Man, even with that, I don't know if they have enough for our defense. You know what I'm saying? As we know, Devin White, I think he'll be active, but he's not starting tonight. Devin White is active, but he's not starting. I do believe that AJ is not playing this game. AJ Brown will be out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, AJ Brown is out. I mean, hamstring injury. Which, I mean, shoot, give him the rest. I mean, let Dotson come on and do his thing. The last time that we played the Falcons, which was Devontae Smith's very first career NFL touchdown, I believe this is going to be another highlight game for him, you know, because as long as, like I said, as long as Jalen Hurts understands that every play don't got to be a touchdown. Every play is something that Patrick Mahomes had to understand too. And now we see the elevation of him, the evolution of him. Every play doesn't have to be a touchdown. Just keep going on so you can live to play another day. Another down, and start accumulating those. The more you do that, the more you defeat their defense, and then you can start bombing it out all day. But, you know, I do believe this will be a big day for Devontae Smith. I believe this will be a big day for Dotson. Saquon getting another 20 touches. Kenneth Gainwell, you know, we got to get him in there, man. I think Kenneth Gainwell got to start getting, like, you know, 7 to 10 touches. Because I just would like to limit those Jalen Hurts 34 times is, to me, is a lot for somebody that's not a conventional quarterback. Not to say that he can't do that, he can do that. But you know, I would just like to limit that somewhat. I mean, unless you're starting to do, like, you know, certain screen plays like that, you know, just is a pass play, but it's actually is as well as a running play, something like that. But for the most part, I do have my Eagles winning this game. I'm going to try to put out a score. I think that Saquon going to give y'all 20 plus touches, 90 some odd yards. He'll have a touchdown on the ground. I think Devontae Smith will give y'all 90 plus yards. I think Dotson will have a touchdown. I think Dotson will get 75 plus yards with a touchdown. I get Dallas Goedert 75 plus yards. I think Dallas Goedert may have a touchdown as well. Jalen Hurts, I give Jalen Hurts a touchdown on the ground as well. So, I mean, that's a lot of touchdowns that I just threw out there, man. You can tell I'm a Philadelphia native and a Bird fanatic. But that's a lot of touchdowns that I throw out there, man. But I do believe that we're gonna come out big on this game. I'm not the score type of guy, because I always try to figure out, like, how do people just come up with scores? Because you gotta, when you do that, you have to think in your head, like, how many scores do I think that they're gonna score, and then who's gonna score on the other team. But I'm just gonna do it for the sake of doing that. You know what I'm saying? I would say we scored 34 last week with 3 turnovers. I'll say another 34. I'll say 34-17. 34-17 Birds, man. You know what I'm saying? 34-17 Birds is the game that I give it. But, yo, Bird's Eye fans, you know what I'm saying? First and foremost, man, thank y'all for everything. This has been powered by the expansion team. Shout out to the expansion team. You know what I mean? The co-host ISO and Woods. If you don't know, check that out. Expansion team, where they go in depth on every game week to week. And they don't just do football, basketball. Other sports will be implemented as they go across. You know what I mean? If you're a bettor, they do the betting odds. Woods, trust me, my man Woods is, you know what I mean, a very, very much skilled and expertise within that matter, you know. So if you're one of those bettors, man, check out Expansion Team, which they're on their week 2 right now. You know, we try to put Expansion Team out either Wednesday or Thursday, early before the Thursday game. You know what I'm saying? So check that out. You know what I mean? Shouts out to them, and shouts out to y'all for the people that do check that out, running them numbers up. We do appreciate it. You know what I mean? With that said, fly Eagles fly. Catch y'all next week. Go Birds. We out of here, man. Hit me up in the comments, man. I love to, go back and forth with y'all. If you're a burger loving fan or not, if you want to tell me my team stink, why we not going to do what we going to do, you can tell me that too. But until next time, y'all, we out of here, man. Peace. Fly Eagles fly.